are here for NASCAR 08 content on the channel. Pepsi 400 full race live stream on a NASCAR race day Sunday. Of course, live commentary for Sonoma will be coming up at 3 p.m. Eastern in a couple of hours from now. So we don't have a lot of time to get this race in, but I do think we'll be able to complete all 400 miles before the regular start of our next stream. So doubleheader on the channel today. I am starting in last. I didn't qualify before the race. I ran 46.807. I felt really good about it. I did mess up on the warm-up lap a little bit. For some reason, I lifted in turns 3 and 4, so I knew that first lap wasn't going to be good, but then the second lap wasn't great either. So part of that is on me, but I think we'll have speed in the race. The super speedways of the Cup Series on this game are a lot harder than they are for the Busch and the Truck Series. The Busch and the Truck Series are almost too easy. Then you get to the Cup side, and we've had to fight for our life in the first Talladega race and the Daytona 500. So probably going to have to do that here. Starting at the back is going to make things much more difficult. It's the shortest race by way of a super speedway race on the season, so 400 miles. We'll see if we can get it. Green flag is in the air, and we are underway. Look at us already. What a start. I kind of figured I was going to pick up a lot of spots in this opening lap. No out of bounds for me. I'll go below that yellow line, please, and thank you. Well, just like that, we're up to 24th. Didn't take very long at all. 25th. Catch some draft off Clint Boyer. Pull out a line, maybe try to make a pass on him into 3. He was crowding me a little too much. I didn't like that. Did not like that. All right, I'll take 19 positions on the opening lap of the race. Well, have fun at the water park. Bam Hall Wade, thanks for tuning in, by the way. Those are the first 2 in the chat. Need a little bit more help from David Rudiman if we're going to catch this lead pack. Surprised how broken apart things got already. Passes are very difficult to make. Especially clean passes. So to pick up as many spots as I did on that opening lap, basically freebies, I'll take it. Chaos 17, Matthew Dorter Bruto. Thanks for tuning in also. Oh, a little bit of a stack up going into the first turn here. I don't know what happened, but that's one way to catch back up to the pack. You know, I thought I had Ricky Rudd clear underneath me, and I didn't go for it. And I probably should have. Should have just tried to cram my car into a hole. I was trying to be patient. I didn't want to damage the car too early in the race. Last thing I want to do is wreck on lap 3. Michael Turner, thanks for tuning in. Yeah, it's kind of cool. I didn't realize that the track still had the Sears Point signage around certain areas of it. They showed this, whatever camera. I couldn't tell what part of the track they were on, but there was a couple of Sears Point like signs, billboards at the racetrack itself in Sonoma. I think they showed it during practice at qualifying yesterday. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. I think one of them might have been a food stand. Well, we know Dale Jr. should be fast. DEI number 8 on a super speedway. Got to get by him for 23rd. Dale Jarrett's out in front right now after Jimmy Johnson led the first couple laps. Kyle Lance, thanks for tuning in. I did catch Saturday night's main event yesterday. I thought it was a pretty fun time. I was secretly pulling for Goldberg. Secretly, not secretly, and the only reason is because I knew that the internet wrestling community was going to explode over it. It's a lot more fun to watch wrestling that way. When you just root for the worst thing possible to happen, so that way if it does happen, you know, I'm not going to be upset by it. But No, cool to see him get his flowers though. He he was a beast back in his day, that's for sure. And I know he hasn't had some of the greatest matches, you know, within the last few that he has had. So it's cool to see him go out at least with a decent match and get that final send-off. Not many people get to exit on their own terms like that, so cool that he was able to. Can't imagine seeing me at a water park. Yeah, probably because I wouldn't be at a water park. I was at one when I was a kid, but I mean, I would have to have like kids of my own or something like that to go back to a water park at some point in time. Sucks about Seth Rollins. I still don't buy that it's an actual injury. I don't know. I'm at the point now when it comes to wrestling, I don't care what I see on the internet. I'm not going to believe it unless I kind of see it play out over time. Like, if he's not back through SummerSlam, then I know it's a real injury. But if he comes back like the night of SummerSlam to cash in or something like that, I'm going to be like, see, I told you. It was a work the whole time. I just buy into the fact that I feel like I'm getting worked until, you know, otherwise. Oh, unless it would have been a gruesome enough injury that would have taken him off, then it's like, oh yeah, then like when Zoe Stark destroyed her knee on live television, like I knew instantly, I'm like, oh, that is not good. Your leg is not supposed to bend that way. But Seth Rollins, it literally didn't even look like anything. And it's weird that they showed the replay too, because usually they don't show the replay when somebody gets hurt. Professional sports they do from time to time, and even then I feel like nowadays they kind of back off of that a little bit more than they used to. But pro wrestling, usually somebody gets hurt in the ring and they don't show it. Especially if it kind of like finishes the match off like it basically did, if he was actually hurt. I might be in the minority there, but on the logic of thinking with that. If he's off TV for, like, again, through SummerSlam, which really isn't that far away, what, like 3 weeks? Then, yeah, if he doesn't show up at all between now and then by the finish of SummerSlam, then I'll know that he's going to be out for a very, very long time. Definitely sucks, though, if that is the case. Watching Evolution tonight? I mean, that's the plan. What time does it start again? I don't remember. I might miss the start of it depending on how long the race goes. And I do have to upload the finish. Oh, boy. Trying to give Mike Wallace a little bump draft there and about spun him out. I hit him in a bad spot right as we were getting into turn 3. I hit him square, though. So he's able to hold on to it. He's kind of riding around in 22nd right now. Just trying to stay in the draft as much as we can. Boy, Elliott Sadler. But in contact with Mike Wallace. I'd like to go with my teammate Elliott Sadler, but he's wanting to run the high side, and I do not want to do that. And I just kind of did it to him. Taste of his own medicine, I guess. Off the 21st. 7. It'll be close. I'll probably miss the start. But she'll probably have one of the better matches starting to show off, so that kind of stinks for me, but I'll catch it on the rewind. Yeah, I saw Scooble was starting the All-Star game. Good for him. Yeah, I don't know. I could see him just like giving it to Braun Breaker or something. That'd be interesting. Handing it down. Since he's in a faction. Should fight the Big Show? Well, I'm not going to actually fight him. Oh, we got trouble. I shouldn't have tried to do that. I was trying to brake and make a pass at the same time on Mike Wallace. About caused a second wreck in the midst of trying to miss the first one. Not going to, like, actually fight the Big Show. I'll be in a wrestling match with just about anybody just because I think it'd be cool. Not going to legitimately try to fight the guy. I mean, he's way bigger than me. He wouldn't have a chance. Be a good fight. You just want to see me get my ass kicked. That's what you want. Just want to see him take those giant hands and just chop me right across the chest. Overhand style. Be plain and simple. You don't have to hide your wishes in disguise. I mean, if you just want to see me get my ass thrown around the ring, then just say it. I could take it. You take it like a man. Be like, oh, I know that guy. That random dude that just getting thrown around the ring. Well, now we're kind of in no man's land after that near wreck. Didn't catch a caution for it. I mean, it was basically a crash in turns 3 and 4, and that has really split the pack up. We're 4.7 seconds off the lead in 18th. And we had quite a bit of wear in the Daytona 500 from what I remembered on this game the last time. So we're pretty much going to have to take 4 tire stops every time we pit. So I'm not going to be able to do a track position strategy kind of game where I can take 2 tires one stop and then not take any the next. Especially with this race being the distance it is. I mean, it should be right on the border of a 3-stop race. Hoping we can make it on 3 stops. Caution free through the first 15 laps so far. Shahir Gaming, thanks for tuning in. I was catching some draft off of John Wood in front of us. 200 miles an hour down the back straightaway at Daytona. The speeds were up even in qualifying. Like qualifying, and I was, starting deep in the field, 43rd. I was hitting like 193, 194 miles an hour on the back straightaway. So I'm not getting that much more of an effect in the draft when it comes to top end speed. Getting that 6-7 mile an hour boost, and that's about it. Which is still obviously better than nothing. Goes to show that you will lose more time when you're not in the draft. Yeah, again, I kind of with the sentiment of I just, watch wrestling, don't think too much into it when it comes to the internet side of things, because a lot of people have their bold takes of not wanting to, like, would I want to see Jelly Roll in a match? No, but we've seen celebrities in matches, and even in recent years, quite a bit, and they've all kind of been fun matches for the most part. I think they can do something with it. I'm surprised that he took a Claymore yesterday, though. I was not expecting that at all. It was almost like a jump scare. I about jumped up off the couch. I was like, oh, man, I wasn't expecting that. Got his head kicked off. Hey, props to him for taking something like that, though. I know he didn't actually hit him. I mean, Drew probably protected him pretty well, but I wasn't expecting him to do that. So, therefore, it looked more brutal in my eyes. I didn't think he would take a single bump until they potentially had a match down the road. No, he took one early. I think it'd actually be kind of cool if he just kept getting beat up every week, and then when we get to the match, he finally gets his one up. All right, halfway out of gas, lap 18. So it is looking, I guess, more like a 4-stop race than a 3-stop race. Not unless we catch a lot of caution, which so far we haven't. I'm sure we will. We haven't had a caution-free cup race. We had 5 yellows in our last race at New Hampshire, which took place on Friday night. Yeah, just kind of riding around. 18th. Again, it's very tough to make passes on this game with the Cup Series on these super speedways. So that's why track position's so huge. Once you get that lead, trying to hold on to it's pretty tough. All in was amazing. Amazing but long. Good to hear. Killing Harvick won. Yeah, I'd like to think that that kid's definitely going to be a formidable name at some point in time in the NASCAR ranks. It's probably not going to be all that long in the grand scheme of things before we maybe see him in a truck or an Xfinity car. What is he, 10 years old right now? Because you can run select truck and Xfinity races at 16. Road courses and short tracks. And obviously just basically running short tracks every weekend. I think that'll be good for him. I mean, Cole Custer won a truck race at New Hampshire when he was 16. It's been done before. Sam Mayer, I think, was 16 or 17 when he won at Bristol in the Truck Series, too. Height and weight, right? Well, I have mentioned it on the channel. I haven't weighed myself in about a week or two, so I'm probably in the mid 190s if I had to guess. I think it was 193 the last time I weighed myself. But I dropped, like, I don't know, probably 8 or 9 pounds or so over the last couple months up until a week ago. Because I was falling out of the routine of working out there for a while. So got back into it. I'm 8 days in a row on. Your boy's going to be bulking here. Well, I am currently, but so it's a long work in progress. I've been there before. On the grind. Joey Logano fan, thanks for tuning in. SVG will probably win. Yeah, he's my pick to win the race again today. I mean, it isn't broke, don't fix it. I'm not going to think too far outside the box here. I'm going to play it safe and take SVG. If he finishes second or third, it'll boost my average finish for my race win picks up still. So he'll definitely be in contention all day. The only thing that can really take him out is pit penalty or something under green. He could take it out on a restart too, but I think as long as he's at the front of the pack, that won't happen. Especially at a track like Sonoma. Got 12 likes on the stream. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Be sure to hit the like button if you haven't yet. We're going to try to get that to 25 likes for the stream. Caution free so far in our Pepsi 400 at Daytona, lap 24. I don't know why the look back cam keeps popping up every once in a while, because I swear I'm not hitting anything. I took my thumb completely off my controller down the back straightaway that time. I don't even know what button it is because the buttons I'm hitting isn't doing it either. Messing with me. It might be the game glitching out on me too. Knowing NASCAR 08. Oh, Keelan's 13. Wow, yeah, he's older than I thought. Maybe it was Brexton Bush that's 10. I think I might have gotten the two flipped around. Wow, I didn't realize he was 13. So, yeah, I mean, we could see him in the Truck Series make select starts here in the next 3 years. Which is just crazy. I remember back in 2018, I was at that Michigan race when he was... I mean, if he's 13 now, heck, 2018, he would have been 7 years ago. 6 years old. Riding around shotgun with Harvick after he won at Michigan. Yeah, it was a summer race of 2018. I don't know when his birthday falls exactly, so... Brex instead. Okay, so yeah, I had it flip-flopped. Crazy. Crazy tough. Crazy stuff. I better not slip up on my speech as much in the live commentary stream as I'm doing now. I swear I do that every time I stream on a day I work, which is going to be a lot, as it's been the last couple weeks, since I've been pulling a lot of overtime here these last couple weeks. I'm off of work tomorrow, so I think it's just the fact of, I mentioned it earlier in the week, I work in a warehouse. It's hot. There's no air conditioning. It just drains you mentally throughout the day. That I'm up for a long time. Like, I got up at 4:40 this morning, so just being up for a long time, especially when I'm doing the night streams days I work, I'm only getting 6-7 hours of sleep at the most the night before. So my brain's in sleep mode. Well, my body's in awake mode. And for what I'm trying to think of saying, it's just not coming out of my mouth right. Same people commentating for NBC. Jeff Burton for sure. I would imagine Steve Letarte is going to be on the call. I know he's doing all the Prime and TNT stuff, but I haven't heard anything else as to him not doing it. So I guess we just have Steve Letarte for 2/3 of the NASCAR season. He's good at what he does. Some people are going to complain and be like, oh, well, you're the same guy for 2/3 of the races throughout the season. Well, too bad. Can't have everything nice, all right? The guy's good at his job. Just because you don't want to hear him for that many races throughout the season, get over it. You know, sometimes people just succeed when they're good at things. Like, just... take for granted. It's the same process like when guys win too much and fans complain about it. It's like, all right, so he's good at what he does. I don't think that's a reason to necessarily hate on somebody. Rick Allen's been doing a lot of the PA announcing at the racetracks. I think a lot of the NASCAR-owned tracks he's doing PA for specifically. So formerly ISC tracks, now owned by NASCAR, because I don't think he's been doing the SMI track races. Although when I was at Michigan, he wasn't doing the PA announcing there, and that's a NASCAR-owned racetrack, so I don't know. I don't know what tracks he does it for. But it's definitely not every week. But yeah, Lee Dippy's definitely going to be on play-by-play. Well, we're catching up to more cars. The leaders are still out there, though. 5.5 seconds off the lead. We're at lap 30. We're going to end up pitting at about lap 36, maybe 35. Probably 35 just to be safe. So hit halfway out of gas on lap 18. So that's my plan. I'm going to pit at lap 35. It'll be a 4-tire stop. We'll see where we cycle. I'd imagine we're going to get some cautions at some point. We did a good job. I know most of those positions that I gained were on the opening lap. And then basically missing a near accident helped me get another 5 or 6 positions. But we started 43rd, so I'll take 18th at the end of the first fuel run. Just kind of sitting in line. I can't go anywhere. And I'm just going to be patient with it. If I'm not going anywhere, I'm not going anywhere. I might start to get a little bit more desperate the later we get in the race, but it's still far too early to have desperation calling us at this point in the race. I can't even get close enough to push these guys. Like, I'm trying to get to Brian Vickers and give him a bump draft, and I just can't get to him. I just put my fastest lap down to the race, 44.372 that last time, so running my fastest laps, just can't get up to these guys. That's probably a product of us qualifying last. I just don't have the speed in the car capable of trying to win this race. Well, I got close enough to push Brian Vickers there, and I about spun him out. That's the same spot I almost spun out Mike Wallace earlier, right on the entry to turn 3. Just tried to get up there and give him that push, and it was just a little too late in straightaway to do it. But he was already on the yellow line. I wasn't going to be able to go below him and make a pass. I don't think I'm going to be able to make an outright pass for the race lead. I mean, I'm struggling to do that on cars in the pack. Now, if I had somebody behind me, I could probably get a little bit better of a run. I'm sure that that would help. All right, got cars coming to pit road this time. Oh, I got a pit. I wanted to stay out, but I just damaged the car. Why was he... I'm going to speed, too. Oh, no, I did not speed. Okay. Woo-wee. I thought I sped 4 tires and a full tank of race fuel. I had to come in early. Gosh darn it. I was not going to make it another lap or two. That hood was going to fall off, and I can't bring out the yellow. Brian Vickers, I thought he was going to try to pit with the car that was in front of him that was trying to pit. But I think he was trying to stay out and just slowed up on the racing line that I was in and ran right in the back of him. I seriously thought I was going to speed coming onto pit road. I'm glad the commitment line was later than I thought. That was a slow stop, but we had a lot of damage to repair. That's probably going to cycle us further back in the field. Hopefully get up to speed quick. Kind of like I did getting through the gears on that initial start of the race, too. I was 1 mile per hour under the limit, but I was hard on the brakes for a very long time. Speed limit was 70, and I was at 69 when I hit the commitment line. Get up to speed here. Try to get by Michael Waltrip. Get a spot back. There we go. Get in front of him. Got to pass all the cars I can. Hopefully Mikey can kind of push me and maybe we can catch Kurt Busch. Oh, I got to stay in front of you. There we go. Well, give me a shot there. Well, it ended up being a pretty solid pit entry. I had to make such a late decision to pit that I didn't think I was going to be able to slow down in time, but I did. I'm actually going to gain positions out of this. We're going to be in the top 10. That was a slow stop, but we're up to 6th. I'll take it. How the hell did that work out? Oh, we got a couple more we can get, too. We got Jimmy Johnson, Dale Jarrett. These two were the leaders. Come on, get by him. Get by him. Slam the door. There we go. Up to 4th. And that was, what, 5.5 seconds off the lead. Now it's about 4 seconds back. I'll take it. Ryan Newman is the new leader. Now we catch a caution. If I get through the gears on the restart well enough, I might be able to get to the lead. It's got to protect for 4th place. Passes are hard to come by. And I don't have the speed to just sit in line behind somebody and push them forward because I can't even get to their back bumper. So that would be the usual play on these EA games, to try to catch up to other cars. But knowing that we have the pack and they're all spaced out, the top 3 cars are single file. So even at the head of this 4-car group, I think we can gain minimal time. And kind of pick these guys off, hopefully one by one before the next stop. Now, the bad news is I pitted way earlier than I wanted to. I pitted at lap 30, and the initial plan was to pit at lap 35. But position-wise, it's worked out rather well. Not Matt DiBenedetto, thanks for tuning in. Yeah, I definitely hit Vickers hard enough. He might end up having a debris yellow. I mean, it totaled my car. We got most of the damage fixed. There's still going to be a little bit of it. Now already wasn't the quickest car. I don't like how he just stopped on the racetrack like that. I was not expecting that. No debris yellow for Vickers, at least to this point. But the AI doesn't really repair damage when they're on pit road, so it could fall off at any point after the fact. We've had at least one caution every race, so I don't expect there to be a caution-free race on this Cup Series season until I see it. I'm still astonished at the fact that I went from 18th to 4th. I think short pitting and being up to speed as everybody else was coming out of the pits helped us. Because I passed a lot of cars down the back straightaway on both those laps. They were trying to get to speed, and I was able to clear them all, getting into 3. I was close on Dale Jarrett and Jimmy Johnson, but considering that they were in the lead, I pretty much picked up the 4.5 seconds on them, but I lost time to the 3 guys that we still have in front of us. I don't think anybody's out of the race yet either. Everybody's still on the lead lap. Oh, no, never mind. I lied. Kenny Schrader's out. Little Debbie. Little Diabetes is out. I forget where I saw that. I remember my mom sending me a screenshot of, it's like a Little Debbie. It's like a Little Debbie logo with the person on it, but it said Little Diabetes. I thought it was hilarious. He drives the Little Debbie car in this game, so that's why I put the 2 and 2 together. I don't know if anybody else has seen that before. There's a random GIF I saw a long time ago. I mean, this had to have been a couple of years ago. Little Diabetes. Yeah, it's not exactly a healthy snack, that's for sure. These 3 cars behind us, Michael Waltrip, Dale Jarrett, Jimmy Johnson, they're not really getting enough of a run to make a pass on us at this point either. Are they still in business, Little Debbie? I have no idea. I don't go down that aisle. I'm sure there's enough people out there buying their snacks. They've got to be in business still. But I know, didn't Hostess go out of business, or am I just making stuff up at this point? Am I just thinking of things that aren't true? Actually, you know what? I think I know what it is. I don't think Hostess went out of business. I think it was just this local factory. There was a Hostess that's close to where I live. I think they went out of business. But I don't think the whole company went under. Yeah, stay out of the big one, that's for sure. Well, Debbie's still in business. There we go. Good for them, I guess. Favorite little Debbie snack? I honestly don't remember. It's been so long since I've had anything like that. Are the oatmeal cream pies, are they under the little Debbie banner, or is that something completely different? If they make those, then I'll take that as, I guess, my favorite. But like I said, it's been a really, really long time. Like on my cheat days when I end up eating sweets, it's usually ice cream related. Or pie or cake or something of that nature. It's not usually like a snacky kind of dessert. I guess if that makes any sense. I usually don't go for those. Oatmeal cream pies were a little... Okay, yeah, I'd probably go with that. I probably ate that the most, I guess, of any of them. For some reason, it wasn't registering in my brain that was a Little Debbie brand. Yeah, that would probably be the go-to. I can definitely remember cramming one or two of those for breakfast in the mornings if I needed something quick. And we had those in the cupboard. It's far more unhealthier than regular oatmeal, I can tell you that much. Dessert every night. Dang. Wow, Team Penske really lucked out the green flag pit cycling. Ryan Newman just got passed by Kurt Busch. Oh, you know what? I think Newman dropped out of the race because we're up to third. Well, take that back. I don't know where he's at. Our lead's down to 2 seconds. Ryan Newman DNF'd. Is he still on the track? I'm confused. Well, he can like hit pit road with the engine failure right off of turn 4. Because I swear I did not actually pass him while he was on track. Well, that's a free position. Up to third place now. And instead of being 4.5 seconds off the lead, it's about 2.8 seconds. Kurt Busch is out in front. So from one Penske driver to the other. And Ryan Newman is out of the race. I swear there's so many guys that blow engines from the lead on this game. When we play often enough and we're playing like 4 or 5 races a week, or we're racing 4 to 5 races a week, I swear one of those races during the week somebody blows up engine-wise from the lead. I remember that truck race. It was Eric Darnell who we were competing for the championship with. Had he not blown an engine early, we probably wouldn't have won the title at Martinsville. And that was a couple of weeks ago. Last week, trying to think back, there was a Busch race. Paul Menard blew an engine from the lead, I think it was. Or maybe it was Dale Jr. One of the two. One of our teammates. It was probably Dale Jr. now that I think about it. But blew an engine from the lead. And now Ryan Newman today at Daytona. Who's it going to be next week? We will find out eventually. Well, we're about 50 laps in and caution free. We are pacing well enough to get this race done before the live commentary stream. I started it, I don't know what time I exactly started the race. I know I started the stream at like 12:49. I just put 12:45 for the start because I was going to try to get it started as early as I could. I knew that was going to be tough because by the time I got home from work, I had to make sure I got some water and I had to legitimately set up the stream because I had my laptop with me, so I didn't really have my setup necessarily ready to go, and I still had to qualify. Luckily, with it being Daytona, I didn't really have to practice. It's working well for us. We're in third. You talk about the stadium at Bristol Motor Speedway? Fudge rounds. I don't even know if I know exactly what that is. I will say one of my favorite desserts when I was like a real little kid, my grandma used to get these fudge bars through Schwann's. Like Schwann's orders, those were pretty good. That or just like a typical, the ice cream cone with like the chocolate in the bottom of the cone. Have the nuts and like the chocolate coating on the top of it. Yeah, those were pretty good too. She would get a lot of those in the Schwann's orders. I don't know how often she stacked up on those. I don't know if it was like a monthly deal or a weekly deal, every other week kind of thing, but they're over at my grandparents' house a lot during the summertime, and I've eaten a lot of those as a kid. It was kind of weird. Like, I was chunky when I was a kid, and then when I got to my growth spurt in middle school, that's when I really started getting kind of scrawny, I guess. And then I wasn't eating as much. So that's when I grew out of the chunky phase real fast. But there was like 2 or 3 years in there where I was a little chunkster. Then I got lanky. And then I didn't get my ass in the gym until I was like 21. So now I just look like a different person from who I was like even 4 years ago. But yeah, I think being at my grandparents' house through the summer a lot growing up with like racing and just being over there like even during the week. Always go to the fair every year, man. I was living the chunk life. She was fattening me up. Anything I wanted, I could have food-wise. You know, whether that was desserts. I was drinking Coca-Cola a lot when I was over at her house. Usually it was Coke Zero, so I guess it wasn't as bad from a calorie standpoint. I guess that wasn't necessarily fattening me up, but it was an unhealthy lifestyle my youth years. You know, looking back on it, maybe that's the reason why I've aged as much as I have up to this point, because maybe it's not as hereditary as I think it is. Literally you. Hey man, you'll grow out of it eventually. I didn't discover diet and exercise until I was 21, so. Like, I played sports in high school, but I never really, and growing up and stuff, but we never really, like, worked out. Had I not done that growing up, I couldn't imagine. I'd probably be a different person. Like, I don't think the growth spurt would have been enough to shed all the excess weight that I had when I was a kid. I mean, I was always pretty tall. It's tough for me to gauge, like, looking back on it when I was in middle school, like, how tall I was versus where I got to when I was in high school. Like, for instance, when I was a freshman in high school, I was 6'4", and then I've been, like, 6'4" ever since. I would almost kind of argue I've maybe shrunk like a half inch or an inch since then. But, or I don't stand up as straight as I did when I was younger. Whatever the case is, I feel a little bit shorter. But I was 6'4" when I was 15, going into my freshman year of high school, and I've been 6'4". Like, I never hit another growth spurt So it happened really fast. All right, so if we go 35 laps on this run, which is what I would like to do for fuel purposes, as Dale Jarrett just blew an engine behind me. He was in this pack of about 4 cars, and now he's not anymore. So Jarrett, who was leading earlier, is blown up. Ryan Newman already blew up from the lead. A lot of the favorites are dropping engines. Only 2 seconds off the race lead from Kurt Busch. Definitely doesn't seem to have the pace that his teammate Ryan Newman had, because we've closed the gap down a little bit as the run's gone on. It'll be another 4-tire stop when we do pit. I'll try to get as much time as I can coming into the pits. It worked out for me breaking late on accident the last time. So now I know I can maybe get away with being aggressive. I don't think I want to be as aggressive as I was, but it's kind of a freak incident that drug me into the pits earlier than I wanted to. Jarrett's going to get to pit road before we circle back around to him. Haven't led yet in the race. Been a work in progress just to go from last to third. 58 laps. Pretty straightforward 4-stop race. We have 5 sets of tires, so no issue there. Actually, the last race that we ran was at New Hampshire. We led all 300 laps and won the race. First time I've led every lap of a race and won on NASCAR 08 in any series. Still haven't had a caution today, but we're still in the first half of the race. Speaking of Paul Menard, he's having a good run here today. I guess technically he's in a DEI 15 car. We know how quick they were in the Gen 4 era at Daytona, so I guess it's not as surprising to see him up here. Jimmy Johnson would have been the defending winner of this race because I believe he won the Pepsi 400 in 2006. In real life, Jamie McMurray, Kyle Busch had a photo finish in the 2007 Pepsi 400. Maybe the very last stop we can go fuel only, depending on how many laps it'll end up being for that run. Second and a half off the lead. I haven't seen anybody hit pit road yet, which I'm surprised. We started seeing a pit at lap 30. I think I'm going to pit of the first group again, honestly. If that's lap 65, okay. But, I mean, it worked out well for us being up to speed while everybody else was getting to speed the last time, so might as well try that again. Maybe that'll be enough to get us the lead. 1.4 seconds back right now. We were as many as 4.5 seconds back when we first cycled out of the pits. So in the draft, we have gained about 3 seconds on the race lead over the run. As this lead, how hard it is to pass on this game in the Cup Series on super speedways. It's like if we do end up getting the lead at some point, got to be on the right strategy to make sure that we keep it. Audio cutting in and out. See a couple people mentioning audio issues. Let me know if everything is good right now in the chat. What audio issues is it? Is it the game or is it my mic? Might have to tamper with something when we get to our pit stop. Are we pitting this time? No, we are not. So not going to pit this time either. This will be a 36 lap run. Everything. All right, let me try to figure this out. All right, we'll see if just taking everything down for a quick second and then putting it back up again, if that's going to work. Probably freaked you guys out there for a second. It was ginormous. All right. See if that works at all. Chat back up and unpause this thing. Public, thanks for tuning in. Coming in. Let's go. There we go. Game volume was up all the way. All right. It should If there were any audio issues before, it should be good now. The audio is cutting in and out for you guys? Oh, there goes Kurt. Let me get up to speed first. Still cutting for you? I don't know what's going on. It says my connection's excellent, so I don't know why there's audio problems. All audio's going away and coming back. I need to hear this for myself. I'm gonna turn the stream on here in a couple seconds. Refresh the stream. Like me refresh the stream or you guys? I'm confused. And who's all having problems? Alrighty. It's fine. I need to hear this for myself. I'm gonna turn the stream on here in a couple seconds. It sounds good on my end. It says my connection's excellent. No, we are not. So not going to pit this time either. This will be a 36 lap run. Everything. All right, let me try to figure. Yeah, I think it's you guys. It might be a YouTube problem or something because everything's been good on my end. I just went back into the stream where you guys said the audio was cutting in and out, and I didn't have anything wrong with my stream going back and rewatching a couple minutes ago. I mean, if refreshing the page itself worked, then maybe there's a problem on YouTube. I don't know. I don't know what else to say. Yeah, I don't need any technical difficulties, that's for sure. Already kind of crunching for time on this stream to get this done before our live commentary stream. We should cycle to the lead. We're ahead of Kurt Busch, who was leading. There's David Gillen, and now Casey Kane and Kurt Busch are 1-2 out in front of the field. It'll be lap 70 this time by, and this will be our first lap led of the race. How about that? Yep. Paul Menard and Michael Waltrip catching us. No! What a run by Menard on the inside. Now we're going to get split 3 wide, and Kurt Busch gets by us. Gosh darn it. How did I not lead back to the line? I think we had a speed glitch or something. There's no reason Kurt Busch should have passed me and cleared me by that much. Like, how does that happen? Didn't even have anybody behind him pushing him either. Man, I felt really good about getting my bonus points. I didn't get it. Now I'm back to 4th. Oh! He's right. Gotta be a little patient. Paul Menard to the lead. Come on. Should be able to get this pole past Kurt Busch. I had the car behind me, a car in front of me. And the run just stalls out for some reason. Side draft Kurt, slow him down. Just gotta stay tight on his door. I need Michael Waltrip back behind us again. Go! Back to 2nd. Let's run down Paul Menard. Connie Ream, thanks for tuning in. 3 p.m. Well, the race starts just after 3:30, but our stream for the race will start at 3 p.m. Eastern. Completely different stream from this. It's already set up and ready to go. Got somebody else blowing an engine. I don't know who that was. Is that Casey Mears, maybe? Okay, is there something actually crawling on my leg? Nope. Jeez. Sometimes there is, and sometimes there isn't. Had an ant crawling on me yesterday during our stream. This is just insane that I cannot catch him. I've got help. Well, not as much down the back straightaway now, but I did have help. I guess I have to be a little bit more aggressive with my blocks when everything cycles through the green flag pit sequencing and stuff, because that was kind of BS, really. They all just kind of split around me like that. I really don't even know where Michael Waltrip and Paul Menard came from, because it was just us and Kurt Busch. Menard just has such a gigantic run, I couldn't close the door off into turn 3. Got 2 pit stops left in the race. We'll be halfway in about another 7 laps. And we're still caution-free. I'd be shocked if Daytona would be the first caution-free race we have on the season, but so far it could be the case. Trying to stay in this draft on Paul Menard. We're just not getting anything. I wonder how much of that nose damage from Brian Vickers real early in the race has anything to do with this. Definitely wouldn't have helped matters. Oh, come on, Mikey. Work with me. We're actually gaining ground. Why would you try to pass me now? I guess he's got as much desperation to try to get to the lead as I do, or at least every position possible. Kurt Busch has lost us. I get a run down the back straightaway. Got a little bit of a run. Every time I get something going, though, Michael Waltrip hops out of line. I lose a little bit of help. Then I lose a little bit of ground. Now he's working with me a little bit more through the tri-oval. Legan. There we go. Moto GP Merchant, thanks for tuning in. Right there. And this is frustratingly close. It's only frustrating because I can't get any closer than this. A little bit that time into turn 3, and then by the time I get into the turns, he elongates his lead just a little bit. And it takes me the whole next straightaway to get whatever I lost back. But I can't get more than that. Lap 80 at the line. I think we're just going to have to ride it out, honestly. I'd like to get 5 bonus points, but I think we just have to ride it out in second as much as we can. Just focus on staying in front of Michael Waltrip. Our green flag pit stops have been really good so far today, so I just have to assume that that's where I'm going to be able to gain enough time to get to the lead. And then hopefully be able to stay there on the other side of it. If a sliver of an opportunity opens up for me to get to the lead before that, obviously I would take it. But it's been so hard to pass all day today, and here we are in a situation where we're sandwiched between first and third. Just can't go anywhere. I think that Michael Waltrip's not going to be able to pass me on the high side in the corners, but I don't know. Well, here he comes. He had a run. I had to block him. He's got to run to the bottom. He's definitely putting a lot more pressure on me than I am on Paul Menard. Waltrip just coming in off a DNF in the last race at New Hampshire. He had an engine failure. In the race before that, he led the most laps at Sonoma and finished in second. He had the best car. Wasn't able to get the win. I wonder if we have another set of green flag pit stops if we'll end up catching lap traffic at all, because so far we have not had any lap traffic in the race. I'd like to maybe pick Menard behind a lap car, but the fact of the matter is we have to be close enough to his back bumper to try to make that happen anyway. Halfway out of gas at this point in the run. There's one lap car that we are catching up to. And it's Ryan Newman, who actually blew an engine earlier, but returned to the race. Now, we may be able to pick Paul Menard behind him. He's off the pace enough. We closed in on Paul Menard, but we weren't able to make the pass that time. Michael Waltrip gets held up behind Newman, and he's going to lose a ton of time to the top two. So now we've lost any sort of push help we would have had. We're going to have to try to create this run on our own. I don't know that that's going to happen. Sterling Marlin was that other car that had the engine issue, so Newman can make up enough laps. He can get by at least two cars in the running order. So he tries to get himself in the best spot possible to qualify for the chase. Went about 36 laps on the last fuel run. 30 on the first, but we also didn't push as far as we could. 35, I thought, was the number that we could have went initially. But we did go 36. He's not? Well, what is he doing then? I'd imagine he's 100% throttle. I can't see a scenario as to why you'd be lifting. Not like it's going to be a fuel mileage race. Pretty straightforward four-stopper. Menard went up to the high side that time, and he lost a lot of ground in doing so. Big run for Casey Kane down the back straightaway, but Menard going to throw the block into turn 3. That was the first time I actually had a run on him to get to his back bumper. Well, we're getting there, finally. Right in the middle of the tri-oval, all over the back of Paul Menard. Not quite bump drafting, but as close as we could be to not doing so. Just ran our fastest lap of the race, 44.105. If I stay this close and we catch Ryan Newman at some point, then I could maybe pick Paul Menard behind Newman and get to the lead that way. So I'm probably just going to stay focused on staying this close behind him until that point. I don't know how many more laps it's going to be before we catch Newman, but it can't be too much longer. As slow as he was. And not having any drafting help because he's so slow around this 2.5 mile super speedway. Hopefully it's before we pit next. Quarter tank of gas left this point in the run. Should be able to at least make it to lap 100 before we pit. Fastest lap. 44.056. Can we get down into the 43s at Daytona? What a lap that would be if I could do that. Oh, kind of tagged that white line in the middle of the corner. Lost just a little bit of time to Menard. Got to be catching Ryan Newman in the 12. I think he's the next car up ahead of us. Find a way to get Paul Menard picked behind Newman. Come on, Newman. Work with me, Newman. Dang it. Paul Menard wasn't stupid enough. Actually lost a little bit of ground. Well, I guess we're going to have to just wait on the pit stops to get by him now, because I've got nothing. I wonder if I could beat him into the pits at the commitment line, and we could be far enough ahead of third place that I can get to the start-finish line and lead before everybody else gets back around. I don't know what our distance is back to third, but we have really pulled away from everybody else. Though with these high speeds at Daytona, I don't know that that's enough time. Enough of a gap to actually make that work. It's taking me a long time just to get to his back bumper again. So close. Drifts away by a car length and a half to 2 car lengths in the corner. Get that down to about a half a car length or so by the time we get to corner entry. You got me quite a bit with me not staying in the draft. Whenever Paul Menard pits, we're going to pit same time. Might be pitting here. Here he comes. Breaking way late, locking him up. I'll be changing all 4. This is risky, but it worked out perfectly. I've been very aggressive on pit road entry today, and I feel more and more confident every time I do it. I think I led that lap. I believe I led that lap, so that should give us 5 bonus points. Just in case I didn't lead the lap, hopefully we can stay out in front this time, because it's hard to pass him outright. Need a quick pit stop. Come on, boys. There goes Casey Kane. There goes Menard out of the pits. I swear he was not going pit road speed. Like, how was I just driving like that on pit road and he passes me? Come on. We can get up to speed quicker than him, though. We're going to have to pass him on the apron. There we go. I'm in front of him. Now I got to stay in front of him. We'll probably end up having our speed glitches. I'm going to have to be very aggressive with my blocks, because if I lose the lead, I may not get it back. We are going to have to pit one more time, which is probably going to be with about... Oh, man. I'd probably say a little less than 30 to go would be our final stop. If we run it all the way out. Obviously, if a caution comes out before then, that'd be something else. But we have not seen a caution today. I'm so far ahead of him right now. Like, ideally, I should be able to just sit on this. But there's going to be a speed glitch, and he will catch back up to me. And I got to do whatever I can to stay in front of him. It's not going to be easy. He's already flooring it. I mean, he is gaining so much time. And I'm going fast. Full throttle, obviously. Daytona as fast as I can go. Jimmy Johnson's in the pits. And Harvick. All the leaders are in right now. Except for Casey Mears, apparently. Casey Mears has not hit pit road. Couple cars side by side coming out of the pits there. Jimmy Johnson looked like maybe Bobby Labonte in the 43 as well. Menard is creeping in on us. Got 5 cars that still have to pit that are in front of us at the moment. There's no way that those cars... Okay, they're pitting. I was going to say, I swear if I'm like 11 seconds off the lead somehow... I don't know how that would have been the case. All right. Menard's probably going to catch us on another speed glitch. Got to block him. Hold him back. He's going to be significantly quicker, excuse me. Third place is so far back, but they might catch us too. I don't know how long the speed glitch is going to go for. It's probably going to go upwards enough. Cars exiting pit road. I think everybody has to get up to speed. Come on, let's lead back to the start-finish line, just in case I haven't led yet. But I think I have one lap in the books. All right. We didn't lead before, we have led now. Here comes Jimmy Johnson. We've still... sorry, no, that's Michael Waltrip in the 55 again, actually. How long is this going to go on for? Well, now we got somebody coming out of the pit still, so that's probably why we're having a speed glitch. That's Brian Vickers. Get up to speed, Brian! Oh, Menard almost into Waltrip. I might have to block like this the whole run. It might not just be at the moment. Maybe it's just going to be like this every time I'm in the lead. It's going to make winning this race very difficult, let me tell you. We need the 4 tires for the grip, too. I'm not going to gain much of an advantage. If I did, it would be just to give it right back up again. We are pack racing here at Daytona, the Pepsi 400. Waltrip didn't have a lot of help in the corner. I am not quick enough to lead this group, but it's what I have to do to try to win this race. Oh my gosh. This is going to be a stressful 55 laps, let me tell you. I got to make this car extra wide. Straightaways, corners, I mean, we're zigging, we're zagging. There's Waltrip. I couldn't hold him back any longer. I mean, this is insane. Maybe having the giant pack we have right now is going to be enough for me to be able to have a chance to get back to the lead. It is ridiculous how much quicker they are. All right, see if we can get a run down the back straightaway. More cars. I'm hoping that it's possible. Only able to block for so long. Got a big run in the tri-oval. Try to enter as low as I can. Just doing everything I can to slip underneath his left rear. We're just pulling away from everybody. Kind of like I did on the last run. Come on! It just dies when I pull out of line. Every time I pull out of line, the car just hits a wall of air. It's like the next gen. I'm just forced to be gridlocked. But not when I'm leading, apparently. Ryan Newman's still out on the track. I mean, that could be a pathway to get by him. Apron's not fast enough in the tri-oval. I'll use it. I'm closer to Waltrip than what I was to Paul Menard most of that last run. Come on. Oh, that is so close. Hop back in line, get another boost. Oh, we're there. Contact, but to the lead. Casey Kane out in front at Daytona in the Pepsi 400 again over Michael Waltrip. Took a little bit of contact, but we did get back out in front. And now we're back to blocking for our life again, with still 52 laps to go. It only took about 3 laps to get back to the lead. I was worried I was never going to get back. I mean, there's no time to just sit around and wait to get to the lead because it's so hard for me to do that. It takes so many laps if I even end up getting to the lead. Luckily, I was able to on Michael Waltrip that time because I wasn't on Paul Menard earlier. I don't even know where Menard's at anymore. He's in there. He's on the outside. Third car in line behind Waltrip and Stewart. And we're catching up to Ryan Newman in the 12 car up soon. 2 and 3 wide in this pack. Somebody up the middle between Tony Stewart and Scott Riggs. Ryan Newman needs to get out of the way when we get to him, though. Oh, boy. Get out of the way, Newman. Stay high. Stay high. Help me a little bit. Held Waltrip back. How many cars are in this pack all of a sudden? I swear I was faster in the Daytona 500. $50 to go. That was only 2 laps that I did all this for. Just do not have single car speed whatsoever. Elliott Sadler and Scott Riggs right behind us. 1, 2, 3 for Ray Evernham and the Evernham Dodges. With 49 laps to go in the Pepsi 400 at Daytona. Everybody has to pit one more time. A lot more players in contention to win the race all of a sudden. It's a lot easier to block when it's only one car directly behind us, but they get side by side and 3 wide, and I'm having to lane change so much. I mean, I'm lane changing a lot just with one car behind me, but a whole slew of them. I don't know. Next question is, are we still going to stay caution-free to the end of the race. Ryan Newman just cycled out of the pit, so it's going to be a while before we catch him. We have not had a single caution this entire Pepsi 400. That means we've got to be on pace for the fastest race in NASCAR history. I didn't even think about that. We go caution-free. Having less pit stops than we would in a 500-mile Talladega race, with this being 400 miles, this could end up being the record for the fastest race in NASCAR history. Somebody in the chat's going to have to remind me exactly what the record is. I know it was Talladega, and I think it was the 1998 caution-free race that Mark Martin won, I believe. I think that was the one. I might even have my year wrong on that, but I think it was 98. If it wasn't 98, it was like 97, but I think it was that race that has the record for the fastest race, but I don't know what that speed is off the top of my head. I want to say it's 188 miles an hour, but I don't know the point whatever. I don't know to the decimal exactly what that record is. Holding on well for right now, though. And I lost the lead once. I do think having the bigger pack of cars behind me definitely made it easier to try to get the lead back on Michael Waltrip. Bad news for us, Paul Menard's in second again. And he's got a really quick car. He got in front of me. I could not pass him. I was able to pass Waltrip. Couldn't pass Paul Menard. 188.354. Thank you for that. 97, Mark Martin. Okay, so I was 1 year off. I was got a second guessing myself there for a second. I was like, it probably wasn't 98. It wasn't. 97. So 188.354. I'll keep that in mind. Go through the finishing results at the end of this race. Tell you what, it took a long time to get to the lead, over 100 laps. After starting dead last in this race. The pack got single file. It's made things a lot easier for us to hold on to the lead. 2 and 3 wide. Yeah, that was very difficult. I think when everything bunches together after we get through the last pit stop, it's going to be tough on us again, just like it was for quite some time. It's going to be really hard to win this race because what we had to do, we're going to have to do it all over again. And I lost the lead both times. I cycled in front of the field. Once I wasn't able to get it back, and the other time I was. And that lasted a lot longer than I thought it was going to. We'll have to see. JC, thanks for tuning in. Yeah, we're brooming in the nighttime. Yes, we are. Well, technically the daytime, but virtually it's the nighttime. I don't think I have any shot of leading the most laps in this race. It took us so long to get to the lead. And Paul Menard led quite a few laps. I will say when Newman was leading a bunch, though, he blew an engine from the lead. So I don't know how many laps he led. And then Kurt Busch led for a while before Menard cycled out of the pits the second time and led. Had 3 pit stops so far in the race. We've got one more coming before the finish. And it's definitely going to be with less than 30 to go. Probably in between 20 and 30 laps left. I'm going to stay out as long as I can. I want the freshest tires possible to play defense with at the end of the race if we do get back to the lead. The only other thing I'm worried about is as many cars as we have in this lead pack now, instead of just a couple of them, is our chances of cycling off pit road in the lead a lot less likely now than what it would have been before. "40 laps to go this time by at Daytona." Menards still get decent runs on us. I can't fall asleep behind the wheel. Like, I have to stay locked in. I can't get caught napping. Which is probably a lot easier to do with this many laps left still. Every time we catch Ryan Newman, I gotta be careful because I feel like we're gonna have those speed glitches of those times with him being so far off the pace. And I've been passed for the lead like that before. I believe we'll be catching Ryan Newman very soon. I think he's at NextCar in the track map. He's in the middle of 3 and 4 right now. Every time we've caught him on a straightaway. I haven't caught him in a corner yet. I don't know if that's going to be any more or less disastrous. Probably more if he stays on the inside. All right. Oh, we got this. Oh, dang, we're going to catch him in the corner. Oh, I don't know where to go. I don't want to lose the lead. I started going high, then he was drifting high. Okay, we're good. He's in the rear view. I killed my momentum, though. Now Menard's all over me. Gosh darn it. Newman being Newman. Even when he's like 30 to 40-something laps down, I got to keep this thing pinned. I fought so hard to get to the lead. It took, again, over 100 laps. I don't want to give it up because it's so hard to pass here. I wish this was the final fuel run. We didn't have to pit and try to cycle back out in the lead again. It's going to be relying on that pit crew that has been very inconsistent with this 9 team all season. They've been good so far today. And things are getting tight again. A lot of back and forth action on Johnson and Menard there on the back straightaway. It's a lot harder to block these guys when we're all side by side. I mentioned that before. In a single file and calm, it was fine. And Ryan Newman decided to change everything up for us. I'd say the bottom's more important to protect, but I can't say that because I've lost the lead on the top twice already. I think Menard's above us. Nope. Spotter said clear, I'm clear. Kevin Harvick's trying to get up the middle and start a third line. He got closed up by Scott Riggs. This is terrible. Sweat flies. I'll tell you what, if I hold on and win this race, we're going to be exhausted. We still got a live commentary stream coming up today. And commentate a race after this. "36 laps to go." Got another car blowing up. Dale Jr. Well, about half the grandstand's just left. Back to the bags. Gonna try to beat traffic. Probably more than half, actually. Especially at Daytona, it's probably like 75-80% of the crowd probably just head for the exits. Quarter tank of fuel left. pitting earlier in the run is going to help us more than pitting later in the run. So as soon as I start to see cars look like they're peeling off behind us, I'm going to have to make the late decision to pit. It's going to be harder to do from the lead. We haven't been in this situation before. Because I'm not really going to know that they're pitting until we get to the exit of turn 4, and I'm already going to be in front of them. So we just got to make sure we don't speed. We speed, we're throwing the race away. Because I could go fuel only and then maybe still cycle out in front of them, but then I'm not going to have grip in the tires, and I need the grip to be able to move this car back and forth in the corners for the final haul of this race. Because I remember in the Daytona 500, I didn't take tires, and that was terrible. So learn from my mistakes. We need tires. This old bumpy Daytona surface. Kevin Harvick is in second. I can't tell who that is in third. Is that one Pablo Montoya? Underneath Jimmy Johnson? I don't know. I have not won 3 races in a row all season either, and this is our chance to try to win 3 races in a row. And probably the best chance we've had, considering we're leading with 32 laps left. So can Casey Kane get 3 in a row, get a win at Daytona? The super speedways have been very difficult for the Cup Series on this game, the first 2 that we ran. Breaking the draft down the back straightaway. I don't know how much that's going to help us, but better to find out now than later. You wouldn't think that that would work, but this game plays a little bit differently. I said already, we'll probably end up hitting with less than 30 to go. It was after lap 100 the last time we pitted. I hope the first cars that pull onto the pits aren't in the middle of the pack. And I'm hoping it's going to be someone closer to Harvick. Others that are close to the front of the pack. Every time we get to the exit of turn 4, I am keeping my eyes peeled. I'm relying on my crew chief to also help guide me and let me know that they're pitting. If he could let me know a little earlier, that'd be great. I don't think he's going to know any earlier than me. 30 laps to go in the Pepsi 400 at Daytona for Casey Kane. Oh, that's Truex in third, not what did I say? I thought that was... No, I thought right. My other guess probably would have been Mike Wallace in a black car. I don't know if Mike Wallace is still in the race or not. Wonder if we'll catch Ryan Newman before we have to pit again. He's on a different fuel cycling than us. He pitted right in the middle of this run. So he'll probably have to pit one more time yet, but he's going to be much later in the race when he comes to pit road. Hoping we pit before we catch him, but I don't think that's going to happen. There's one car up there. I would assume it's him. I'm also surprised with this race going caution-free. There's been 0 lap traffic the entire time. Outside of Newman, which doesn't really count because he had engine problems earlier in the race. He's up to 40th now. I don't know if he's going to catch Dale Jr. He just blew an engine 7 laps ago. It'll be close. Here he is. Here's Newman. Pass him on the inside. Nobody looks to be pitting here. I didn't see anybody pull to the pits. Guess us leading most of the run. I wonder if I'm burning more gas than everybody else, too. Could be happening. Third on back's getting held up. Kevin Harvick passed Newman pretty easily, but I can't say the same for Truex on back. I'm going to pit this time and just hope that everybody else starts to pit. Not everybody's going to pit at the same time, but yeah, I think somebody else is pulling in. It's hard to tell for sure. Try to get all we can. Oh boy, man, it's close every time I do that. That was closer than the last two. But we got in. No speeding penalty. 4 tires, full tank of gas. We need the tires, we need the grip, and we need a clean stop by the boys. What, 26 laps to go? All right, clean stop. It's what we needed. I don't know who else came down with us, but I saw a couple cars pulling down. It wasn't many. That's okay, though. Wanted to be of the first group of cars to pit. I definitely wasn't going to stay on a lap longer, risk the fuel situation, but plenty good on fuel to the end. 27 laps to go. Where will we cycle out of the pits? Will be the next question. We'll probably be the leader, and then we're going to have to play some heavy defense, just as we were at various times throughout the course of the most recent fuel run, or this upcoming fuel run as well. The run to the checker. Couple of cars side by side initially coming out of the pits. Looks like they got down to single file before getting into the first turn. Good for them. There's Harvick. He was in second. So he had a pretty good, clean stop. I wonder if he's going to be of the first cars that'll catch us when everything bunches back together again. It should. I'd be shocked if it doesn't. It'd be more helpful for ourselves in trying to win the race if it doesn't. Some of the leaders are in right now. I don't know if that would be the rest of them or not. See if anybody else stays out for another lap or so. No, it looks like the rest of them are in. Nope, Denny Hamlin stayed out. All right, so Hamlin stayed out at least one more. So Hamlin's the only car that hasn't pit. More than likely. I swear if he, for some reason, pitted already, that would suck. That Kenseth's going to go a lap down. Well, that's nice, because that's a buffer car between ourselves and the leaders. I'll do whatever I can to try to block him. He'll be catching us pretty soon, as will the rest of the pack with the speed glitch, because Denny Hamlin's in the pits right now. We're going to lead this lap at the line. There is the lead change. Got a couple seconds, but that gap is going to close quickly. Kenseth looking to pass us right now. We got to block him like crazy. Gives us that buffer, so we know we're not racing Kenseth for the win. Kenseth's in 37th. He's the only car a lap down. Anybody running on the track outside of our leader, Ryan Newman. Easy Network, thanks for tuning in. Nope, no yellows. If you're tuning in for the first time or tuning back in, still no cautions. You know, we have gone through all 4 pit stops. I wonder if Kenseth's able to keep my speed up a little bit. I mean, we're still about a second and a half ahead. We got cars cycling off a pit road, but I don't think we're going to catch any of them. Oh, there's one, actually. Is that AJ? AJ Allmendinger we just passed? Keep doing our thing. So far, so good. I still think they're going to catch us, but until then, we just try to stay in front of Matt Kenseth and hope the race stays green. That'd be something. We go this whole race and then finally catch a caution the last 10, 20 laps. So bunch the whole pack back together. Screw me out of an easier chance of trying to win the race. Well, we had to be perfect today, and honestly, we have been pretty darn perfect. Considering where we started, which was dead last. Michael Waltrip, Ricky Rudd, second, third, Reed Sorensen, fourth, and then Paul Menard rounds out the top 5 in fifth. Sixth is Kevin Harvick, Scott Riggs, seventh, Martin Truex Jr., eighth, Kyle Busch, ninth, and Kurt Busch rounds out the top 10. Ends up keeping my speed up just a little bit. Having this one extra drafting partner is definitely helping us more than I would have thought it would. I wonder if we're going to catch any more lap traffic. Are these guys slow enough? I mean, we'll catch Ryan Newman for sure. We'll probably catch Newman at least once, maybe twice for the end of the race. I hope that that doesn't cause the glitch that has the pack catch up to us, but it may. I think Newman's side by side with another car, so he was holding somebody up down the back straightaway. Here's Newman. Pass him on the outside. Kenseth down low. Kind of lost Kenseth. 20 to go. Stay green. Newman, do not wreck anybody. Don't do this on the highway, folks. Yeah, don't go near 200 miles an hour on the highway. For your own safety as well as others. We're going to be really tight on time for the live commentary stream. I should be able to start that within 5 minutes of that 3 o'clock hour. So if it may be closer to like 3:05 by the time we get it started, we will. We'll still have, obviously, our full live commentary stream, full pre-race, leading up to the drop of the green flag for today's Toyota Save Mart 350 at Sonoma. Phone got stuck. Well, Newman actually extended our lead a little bit. Went from about a 1.6 to a 1.8 second lead. This is a long time to just hope that this race stays green, because I don't want to have to block for my life again, because that was stressful in the last fuel run. And I wonder if our crew chief's going to let us know if we ever end up clinching the most laps led at any point. It's going to be really late in the race if we do. That'd be awesome if we get a max points day out of this. Well, we've got a massive lead, but nice clinch the clinch a chase spot early enough. Just end up getting the chase started a little earlier. Two seconds. This may look like the easiest Daytona victory of all time. It wasn't easy to get to this point, but it's easy for the moment. 17 more laps to keep this thing green. Again, we have not had a caution-free race all season. Will this be the first? There was a near wreck really early in the race. We were in the middle of the pack. We didn't get a caution for what we probably should have. And I was shocked that there wasn't anybody that had significant enough damage that would have caused the debris yellow. Because we do get a lot of debris yellows on this game. There have been races where we've only had debris yellows. No actual incidences. So that's what's so shocking about this race at Daytona going caution free, especially knowing that we saw that near incident early in the race in front of us. Luckily, we were able to get through it for the most part pretty fine. We had the Brian Vickers deal, and apparently he didn't have enough damage to cause a debris yellow either. And that was towards the end of the first fuel run, right around lap 30. So pretty much all the pandemonium when it comes to near accidents were in those first 30 laps. The only not so calm thing we had was us trying to fend off the rest of the field for the lead. 15 laps to go. We're extending our gap a little bit. Kenton's still kind of evenly a handful of car lengths behind us. Be the 11th win of the year. And again, the first time we will have won 3 races in a row. Well, we went back-to-back races, I think 3 times on the season. Yeah, I want this one bad. I mean, I know how hard this race was going to be to win because of how the Daytona 500 went, how Talladega went from what I remembered with the Cup Series. It's a race we have to win when we're racing here in the trucks in the Busch Series just because we're so much faster than everybody else. But in this situation specifically, I knew it was going to be tough. So I'm glad things have worked out the way it has so far. And honestly, I don't know if caution-free helped or hurt us. I'd probably say it probably helped us, especially for this finish. Now that we actually do have a gap back to the rest of the field. I might be a couple minutes off, but it's not going to be much. We were having some audio issues apparently earlier in the stream. I didn't have any audio issues on my end, so it might have been a false alarm. So I did pause it for like 5 minutes earlier. Otherwise, I think the race would be even closer to being done now. Race going caution-free for the video game side of things. Also kind of makes the race a little bit longer too. Ryan Newman just pulled into the pits. Lap 150. I wonder if we're going to catch him again. If we were that close to him and he just pitted. Oh no, if he cycles off a pit road, does that mean we're going to have our speed glitch again? I didn't even think about that. It's only when cars are leaving pit road. That's not good. Hopefully he's so far off the pace that it doesn't register anything. Because I forgot he still had to pit. He's just now leaving pit road. We'll probably catch him one more time for the end of the race. Get up to speed quickly, Newman, or at least your speed isn't the same as everybody else. Oh, wow. Caution with 10 to go. Our first yellow of the race. I'm convinced we can't go caution-free on this game. Jeff Gordon, you son of a gun. All by himself. Oh, and he gets piled into... Oh, my gosh. Jeff Gordon's dead. Jeff Gordon. Rest in peace. That was a hard hit. That was even harder. Jeff Green almost flipped, too. We might get some debris yellows from that. And now we got to hold on for dear life at the end of this race. Caution is out. Our first yellow, I'd say, is the big one just because of how violent that crash was. We have less than 10 to go, so all the lap cars are going to be behind us, which was only Kenseth and Newman. Green flag is back in the air. Ricky Rudd's in second. 7 laps to go. We just clinched the most laps led as we got to the restart there. Who will win the Pepsi 400 at Daytona? I'm going to be able to get out ahead on the launch through the restart zone. Somebody blew an engine at the tail end of the pack. Right as we were getting up to speed. Oh boy, I did not want this at all. We had this race locked in. Caution can strike at any time too. And it's so hard for me to get back to the lead. We're far enough out, the race wouldn't end under yellow here, but I'd not be shocked if we get some debris cautions. I also want to see if Jeff Gordon's out of... How is Jeff Gordon not out of the race? Jeff Green, Dave Blaney, those are the 3 involved. They're all running 22nd through 24th. 6 to go at Daytona in the Pepsi 400 for Casey Kane. After a 150-lap green flag run to start the race. What a weird race. Michael Waltrip, who passed us once for the lead. Him and Menard were the 2 guys that passed us. He's in 3rd. Newman's still in this thing, but I don't think we'll catch him. There's the car that just blew an engine. The A.J. Allmendinger, who blew a motor. Paul Menard's in 5th. 5 to go. So far, it's been easy since the restart. Rudd had that run down the back straightaway. Didn't have to make too much of a block when we were getting up to speed. It's been it so far. These top 3 are kind of spaced out. It's helping us. Everything gets jammed together in one, continuously giant pack. It's been hard. So this is for a max points day. After it took us over 100 laps to get to the lead for the first time, we're going to somehow end up leading the most laps. It's because of how many lead changes there were before we got to the lead. And different leaders with those lead changes. 4 to go. Live commentary stream is going to be set to start at 3:05 Eastern. Probably just going to completely end the stream as soon as the race is done. Probably end up skipping the victory burnout so we can get the live commentary stream started as soon as possible. And that will be on another stream. Thank you all for tuning in. I'll say that now, and hopefully we can get to the checkered flag with Casey Kane. Somehow we have not seen a debris caution yet. Could end up getting a green light checker out of a 8-race restart situation. Down to 3 laps to go. Got all the old farts behind me. Towards the end of their racing careers, Ricky Rudd, Michael Waltrip. I didn't even see who was in 4th. This Waltrip could get right on the back of Ricky Rudd's back bumper. I don't really know that he's going to have anything for us. That was Paul Menard in second. He probably had the best chance because I think he probably had the quickest car in that DEI number 15. Reed Sorensen's in fourth, and Kurt Busch is up to fifth again. Brian Vickers sixth, Kevin Harvick seventh, Paul Menard eighth, Martin Truex Jr. ninth, and 10th is Kyle Busch. Got to get to the white flag. Restart wasn't as stressful as maybe could have been. Waltrip not tight behind the 88. I'm just going to try to break the draft down these straightaways with Ricky Rudd behind us. White flag in the air, final lap of the race. Caution comes out, the race is over. Full Pepsi 400, one caution, so 18 races in, still looking for a first caution-free Cup race. Rudd's got a little bit of a run through 1 and 2. We're going to break the draft on the inside down the back straightaway. Rudd will go high. And Casey Kane has got to hold on into turns 3 and 4. Rudd's going to get another run through the corner as he did the last time through. He's only going to have a half a straightaway to try to get to the lead. We'll break the draft again off turn 4. He's not going to have anything. And Casey Kane going to win the Pepsi 400 at Daytona. Let's go. 11th win of the season. Well deserved. That was hard fought. That was hard fought. It might not have been that way necessarily those last 20, 25 laps, even with the caution we had with 10 to go, but there we go. Short victory, Burno. And I got to end the stream. There's your top 10. You can see it on the right side. Appreciate everybody tuning in. See you guys in a couple minutes. Live commentary on another stream at Sonoma for the NASCAR Cup Series.